How car sharing can change your life.
Hello, my name is Emma and I'm a Liftshare. I live in Swindon, but I work in Reading, which is a 90-mile round trip every day. I've been doing that journey for 3.5 years, the last year of which I've been sharing. I save in excess of £1,500 a year, and I found my car sharer through Liftshare.com.
What's so great about car sharing?
The obvious reason really is saving costs.
I calculated that it's saving at least between, £250 a year up to about £400 a year, I think, that I save personally, and then my Liftshare saves the same again.
I worked out if I went on my own every day, I'd be doing about 20,000 miles a year of commuting, which works out, if you add up all the fuel bills and servicing bills, works out about £3,000 a year. Now, as it is, I can take 2/3 off that, so I can save myself £2,000 a year.
Plus the company's really good. And you choose the age group and gender you want to share with.
Well, I think we're really lucky actually. I've sort of, since joining, got to meet quite a lot of new people, because we have had quite a few people come and go as they've moved jobs. So we've ended up with a sort of really good social circle for quite a few of us, and we go out, go to the pub.
It led me on to different interests. Car shared with a chap that did canoeing, and he got me interested in canoeing. Car shared with a chap that had horses, and it was so interesting.
One of my worries before I started was whether we'd run out of things to say, but actually we chat away quite happily. I hear lots of gossip about the people around me, but it's never a difficulty.
And it's much greener than driving alone.
I did an online calculation that said my annual carbon footprint, my annual CO2 emissions were 3 times that of the national average. This is something that concerned me, so that was in part one of the drivers for signing up to Liftshare.com.
Whilst also taking the stress out of driving.
Especially in the winter, we tend to notice that if you're driving in the dark, both there and back, for an hour, if you're doing that every day, then it is exhausting. So if you can take the strain off that, it's a huge benefit.
Sometimes one of us will drive and the other will sleep, so it's sometimes quite a nice way to catch up with some sleep as well if you're a bit tired.
Meeting beforehand can ensure you feel comfortable together.
I've never had any concerns about safety. I met my Liftshare before we took our first journey, and in fact I was with my husband at the time, and he was with his partner and his children, and out walking in the village, and it was very easy, so I've never had any concerns.
When Yvonne and I first met, we originally communicated via email, but we agreed to meet at the local pub just down the road first of all, just to make sure we knew each other and one of us didn't have 2 heads or anything like that. We've now added people to our Liftshare community. In total we're 4 people. We've done the same every time. So every time we've had a new member to the team, we arrange to meet them first in the local pub.
So how does Liftshare.com work?
Individuals just simply go to the website, register themselves and their journey details, and search for matches. The system will automatically show them a list of all the people travelling the same way at the same time as them, so they can arrange to share a car and share their costs.
Car sharing is easy and flexible.
If one of us has to work late hours or has to work away from the office for a day, we can swap the days round in a week, and eventually over a month it works out.
One of the most common reasons for people not sharing cars, or not thinking that they can share a car, is because they don't feel that there's someone who lives near them who's travelling the same way as them at the same time. Liftshare solves that. We have hundreds of thousands of people travelling all over the place, which means your chance of finding a match, especially at peak hours, is incredibly high.
And you don't even need to own a car.
You don't need to have a car to use Liftshare. You can just be a passenger, or you can opt to do both. If you're happy to share a lift or give a lift, you can choose. It's totally up to you.
it really makes you think about if there were more car sharing, if more people went to the liftshare.com site, just how much traffic we could get off Britain's roads.
It does seem to be extremely popular, and I would highly recommend it. Sign up to liftshare.com because you could end up sharing a whole lot more.